Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. Thank you for joining us.
Let's just go home now. We opened this morning with words from the Reverend Forrest Church, who took an old Puritan covenant and worked it into language that resonates with us today as Unitarian Universalists. We pledge to walk together in the ways of truth and affection as best we know them now, or may learn them in the days to come, that we and our children may be fulfilled, and that we may speak to the world in words and actions of peace and goodwill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to First Unitarian Society, to this congregation of beloved people who walk together in peace and goodwill, figuring out what is right in the world as best we can and learning as we go. Welcome to whoever you are, however you identify, whatever is lifting or weighing on your heart today. Wherever you are in this journey to figure out meaning and purpose in our lives together. Welcome if you are a kid here today to help us in our multi-generational service. And I think several have figured it out, but we've got a play area with all sorts of cool stuff. I may just leave and go color with them at any moment. So I'll be over there. I am the Reverend Chad Snyder. And after a week with all of you, I am still, and maybe even more, deeply honored to be here as the candidate to be the next minister to travel with you on this 145-year journey into humanist, Unitarianism, Unitarian Universalism, all the things that we like to put labels on in this community. Careful not to hit that mic too hard. Sorry to the sound people. I will be joined in the assembly today by Sandy Martin with a reading, by our ethical education director Zola Rosenfeld, and as I said, by our children and youth who I hope will upstage me. With musical accompaniment by Mike, and Zola and I will also be doing songs. Yeah, that seemed like a good idea at the time. And now as we come into this space together to celebrate together, let us take a moment, and I know some of you find this a little awkward because we're a bunch of Minnesotans. But take a moment to say hi to your neighbor, even to the neighbor who's not right next to you. Welcome each other here into this space. Together, everybody take a chance to wave to the folks online. They are with us too. I don't know where the camera is. All right. And now, our words for our chalice lighting this morning come from the Reverend Julianne Lepp. Please say them with me. We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions. As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May the light of our chalice remind us that this is a community of warmth and wisdom and welcoming of multiple truths. To say, from where I'm standing, when we drop out at the welcoming, it gets a little scary. Welcoming of multiple truths. And let us give a nice round of applause to Mario for helping us light the chalice here today. Thank you, Mario. And now let us say the words of our congregational covenant together, a covenant that has its roots at a Unitarian community church, I'm sure they called it that, in the 1800s in Illinois, the Blake Covenant, adapted for a humanist congregation. Love is the spirit of this place, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And our first song to sing together today will not be found in either of our songbooks. It will be found on your screen. Please sing along to It's a Wonderful World. Wow. Hey, we have emissaries from the ethical explorers. Come on up. That's right.
For my confused friends, if anyone from Ethical Explorers or any other kids here want to join me, we are going to do a little moment sharing our work right now, and then we're doing a story. So there's a lot coming on. Feel free to come up if you want. So my name is Zola, as I was so generously introduced by our new ministerial candidate, Reverend Chad. I am the Ethical Education Director here at First Unitarian Society. That means anything to do with kids, family, adult learning, all sorts of programming like that. I have my hands in, overseeing, and sometimes I get to teach it one-on-one, such as in Ethical Explorers, which is one of our Sunday morning classes that we do that is about humanism through the arts. So we learn about different artists, some that I pick, some that the kids pick, literary, visual, musical artists, that we learn how they express their humanist values, and then we get to do a project of our own, kind of inspired by those and expressing those. So last month, we did the themes of responsibility and paying attention, which was also one of the themes you guys did up here. And we never got to share our project from that because there was a blizzard. Feels like just yesterday. There was a big old blizzard. It was a huge deal. We weren't there. You all remember. But luckily, we got to finish our project. And so that is what I was going to show us today. So we decided, as part of our challenge of responsibility and paying attention, you guys want to help me hold this? And we're going to hold it still. We decided to take pictures of our community and things we pay attention to and create a collage in the shape of Minnesota. So that is what we have here. We have signatures from all sorts of people that helped out. I picked thermal printing photos, which I didn't realize would fade a bit, but it's all part of the art and the process. And Eamon is showing he hand traced and colored this shape of Minnesota to fit within there. That's right. That was freehand. I couldn't do that. And this entire outline was traced by Sam, who's out there. Thank you very much. And we all took photos and we decorated them, things that we notice in our community and things we care about. So a lot of pictures of each other, a lot of pictures of FUS. We did some silly ones all dressed up. I'm hoping the camera can zoom in a little bit and see some of them. And this will be at our Ethical Explorers exhibition, which is next month, our second annual. And you are all invited. And I also hope you can come because it's right after mini meal, which you'll hear more announcements about that. But anyway, this will be there. So take a good look, my friends. This is great stuff. And this month we were also learning about eco-friendliness and possibility. So we did some other cool projects, and you guys should ask the kids about them because they're really cool. We're going to put this down now. Thank you, guys. So we are going to have a special story read aloud, which, do you want to put the script for it here? Oh, perfect. We're going to go get the script.
All right.
And anyone that wants to come up, as you remember, we've done this before. I asked Jacob to put in sound effects for the storybook we're reading. So some of our youth are going to read the story aloud, and the rest of us, with me leading it, are going to be doing freeform interpretive movement with our scarves in accordance with the book and also the fun sound effects that Jacob is going to put in, which I have not heard yet, so it's going to be a fun surprise for all of us. Yes. Okay, this is here. This is going over here. Okay.
Maybe You Might, book by Imogen Foxwell. There was nothing green or growing in the country of my birth, the very hottest, driest place on all this hot, dry earth.
The grass had turned to desert. The river drained away. The land was bare beyond repair, at least until the day
I found a seed. There wasn't much to look at. The chances were so slight that it would come to anything.
Watch what Zola does.
But still, maybe it might.
They said the soul's too dry here. It will wither right away. But we fetch water from the well every single day.
Water.
They said that seeds don't grow here, that plants don't sprout at all. But by the long dead riverbed, I dug a little hole.
Can you dig?
And thought the sun was scorching hot, and thought the winds still blew. We kept it sheltered, kept it fed, and day by day.
Now you got it.
They said the sun will burn it up. We kept it fresh and cool. They said the winds will blow it down. We didn't let it fall.
It grew.
Great.
Above the ground, it put up leaves. Below, it reached down roots.
Its branches curved above our heads. Then one day, we found fruits.
Fruits.
And from each fruit, we took a seed and put them in the ground.
We gave them water, gave them shade, and kept them safe and sound. The trees grew tall. They kept us cool. They gave us fruit to eat. But something else was going on deep beneath our feet.
The roots found water underground. The water rose up high. It reached the leaves, it turned to steam, and built clouds in the sky.
The clouds were full of water. The water turned to rain. Until one day our country had rain again.
And now the river's flowing, the earth is full of trees. You never saw so many birds and animals and bees.
They say that you can't change the world, that it's not worth the fight. But help things grow. You never know. Maybe you might.
Bow, bow. Why? Because you're great. It's over. We're done. Okay. Valerie, I think it's safe for you to come up now.
It's just so entertaining.
I know. We all got lost in it.
First Unitarian Society is a congregational humanist committee. We are here for each other, our neighbors, and our planet, and one manifestation of that is our caring team. My name is Valerie Garber, and I am a member of that team. If at any time there's something happening in your life that you'd like to share with the care team or with this community, or if you need some support or would like a visit, please call the FUS office, send a note to joysandconcerns@firstunitarian.org, or click on the link provided in the Friday Update newsletter. We need one another, and we are not alone. Lee and Ray Schreurs are hopeful that Lee will be moved out of transitional care and back to assisted living with Ray sometime next week. Both Lee and Ray will be getting a lot more services to remain as independent as they can. Let us each enter a moment of silence as we hold the joys and sorrows shared and those held in each of our hands.
Love relentlessly, she said, and I want to slip these 2 words into every cell of my body. Not the sound of the words, but the truth of them, the vital, essential need for them, until relentless love becomes a cytoplasmic imperative, the basic building block for every action, because anger makes a body clench, because fear invokes cowering, shrinking, shock. I know the impulse to run, to turn fist, to hurt back. I know, too, the warmth of cell-deep love, how it spreads through the body like ocean wave, how it doesn't erase anger and fear, rather seeds itself somehow inside it, so even as I contract, love bids me to open wide as a leaf that unfurls in spring, until fear is not all I feel. Love relentlessly. Even saying the words aloud invites both softness and ferocity into the chest, makes the heart throb with simultaneous urgency and willingness. A radical pulsing of love, pounding love, thumping love, a rebellion of generous love, tenacious love, a love so foundational every step of what's next begins and continues as an uprising, upwelling, ongoing infusion of love, tide of love, honest love.
We're getting ready, everybody. But I am here. I can talk a little bit while we are. Me and Rev Chad are sharing a guitar today, and we really don't have the same height for the mic or guitar length for the strap.
It seemed like a really good idea when we came up.
So some of you may know I'm a musician and songwriter around the Twin Cities performing, and I haven't really released much, but this song came out earlier this year that I wrote. Thank you. This song I wrote right after the Trump election, and I kind of kept working on it over time, and it sort of changed meaning, and I kept working on it during Metro Surge, and I ended up releasing it on an album with a bunch of other people that was all doing anti-ICE songs, anti-fascist songs on a record called Thaw. You get it? Yeah. I actually didn't get it. Weirdly, it took me a while to realize. I was like, oh, that's why we're calling it that. Yeah. You guys got it right away. Yeah, melt the ice, exactly. So this song has changed meaning a little bit over time, but I think you'll pick up on that. And this is called Active Citizen.
you.
Oh, boy. How you doing, Zola?
Doing good. I don't have the lavalier mic, so I gotta grab this. Doing pretty good.
If I tell you the song was great, will you go easy on the questions?
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We got some hard-hitting ones today. We gathered a bunch of questions from the youth of FUS, gathered anonymously. They all requested question mark, comma, age, blank. So that is what we have for the format of all these questions. And I'm sure they're ones you've been wondering as well. Some about food, given that we asked these questions at the last child family dinner, there were a lot about food, which is an important thing to know about. Can we all agree? So, but it goes deeper than that, don't you worry. So I think we'll begin with the origins, going back to young Chad's days, with our first question. Where were you born? Where did you grow up? Age 6, question mark.
So those are two different things for me. I was born in Fall River, Massachusetts. My dad was in the Navy, so I grew up, my first few years were in enlisted. I don't know if enlisted's the right term. I didn't go into the Navy. But he was not an officer. It was sort of very low income housing. I've heard some pretty horrific stories. I don't remember any of it. The only memory I have from being that young, I think I've probably made up. And it's remembering seeing a dog on the street and walking up to pet it. And in my memory, it was a dachshund. Probably complete fiction. I grew up in Wisconsin. We lived in eastern Wisconsin in Two Rivers near Manitowoc. If you remember the How to Make a Murderer series, that was all the rage. It's right over there. It wasn't about me. But we did have to leave town. And then we moved, when I was 10, we moved to Wausau, where my parents still live. My sister and her family live there. And that's where I mostly would say I grew up.
I love that. We got a real comprehensive answer there and a mention of that show, which I have not thought about in a long time. My goodness.
Was that a COVID rage thing?
No, it was before that.
Was it? Time.
Anyway. But there we go. And by the way, welcome to our talk show. This is what this is.
We could have an in-house band, so.
We could have an in-house band, or we could have our own talk show. There's only one way to do it. And on that note of entertainment, interestingly, our next question is, what movies or shows do you like? Age 9.
I may like shows a lot like I did when I was a 9-year-old. I like shows with spaceships, or elves, or superheroes. I also have really gotten into Somebody Somewhere on HBO, which has none of those things, but moves my heart every time I watch it. Would recommend. So I've watched The Foundation. I like Star Trek. I also like Star Wars, but Star Trek has been more consistent in its quality. And I am one of the few people who thinks the Ewoks should get more credit.
Here we go. I'm glad we have a champion for the Ewoks amongst us. We needed one, absolutely. We have another really in-depth question here.
All right, I'm ready.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Correct answer.
Objectively, only the right answer.
Correct.
I'm an absolutist on only one thing.
Me and Chad see eye to eye on this. We may differ on the shade of blue, but we have enough in common. We can get along.
There's going to be a whole holy war over blue.
There might be. Watch out. Now, we are getting to the food-themed speed round from all the food-related questions we got. And the first one is, what is your favorite kind of sandwich?
Man, I struggled with this.
It's a hard one.
I really like a good hamburger, but I think I'm going to go with banh mi.
Yes? Lou's, anybody? Lou's sandwiches, excellent. Great question. What kind of restaurants do you like, on that note?
I like a good divey diner. To go back to the hamburger thing, there's a place between where Amy and I live and my parents called the Torpedo. It's in Thorpe, so it kind of names itself. And I just started recently, when I go to my parents, thinking, I could just stop there and have this not very good burger and just love it. So.
Torpedoes, you heard it here first, folks. It's going to be busy there. Love it. Continuing our food theme, do you like cooking or baking? If so, what do you like to make?
So our oven holds bread and chips. So we're not a baking household. I can make a frozen pizza, but we have a separate pizza oven for that. So no. I have told people, this came up this week a little, I resent the fact that I have to eat. I'm pretty sure when I was a kid in the 70s, they promised us a pill that would replace all that I could eat while I went to my flying car, and I don't have any of that. And I've got a law degree, so there's somebody I can sue over it. So, I don't bake or cook, no. I can microwave, kind of.
An honest man. You heard it here first, my friends. And I will say, you may not love food, but here at FUS, I hope we will win you over a little bit, because there's a great...
I like food, I just want it to be optional. I've had some of your food. Joyce brought a lovely cake to one of the meetings. It was delicious.
It's the obligation you resent. I understand.
Right.
All right, we are getting to some of our real heavy hitters that I have for us today, such as, what is being, this is a little different than what we have up there. Up there it says, are you spiritual, religious, or atheist? And I had written it down a little wrong here. So it also asks, what is being religious, spiritual, and atheist? So you can answer one or both of those.
So I'm going to answer the one on the slide, probably, because that's the one I looked at last night.
For sure, that's fair.
So what's the order on there? Spiritual, religious,
Atheist.
So the answer, the sort of humorous but true answer is yes. The slightly deeper answer is, we started at spiritual, so spiritual is maybe, religious is yes, atheist is kind of more or less. I say maybe for spiritual because it's one of those words, and I've heard people here this week, describe yourselves as spiritual. I heard people talk about wanting a spiritual humanism of some kind. That's a word that doesn't make a ton of sense to me internally for some reason. It just never has. So when people ask me if I'm spiritual, I'm never quite sure what to say. Amy and I were talking about it the other night when we were talking about me subjecting myself to these questions. And the way she described it was, she thinks when people use it, people who are not from a more traditional religious tradition use it, they're thinking about like the awe of looking out at the sky or looking around a room like this at people. Ursula Goodenough, she's a religious naturalist writer, in her book, Sacred Depths of Nature, talks about the awe and humility at being aware of being witness to the vast diversity of life in this world. And the vastness of the universe we are in. If that's spiritual, then yes, I am spiritual. I was here yesterday to celebrate the life of Dod Wilson. And to hold that memory, there were shared tears and laughter and the spirit, I guess, of a man who meant a lot to this community right here and the broader community through this place, the broader community that we live in. If that's spiritual, then yes, I'm spiritual. Religious, I've said this to a lot of people. I often tell people I'm religious, not spiritual. In part, it's because I like to be contrary. But you know, I take that from the idea of religion, the term religion being to tie together. And for me, it was the idea of interdependence that was woven into Unitarian Universalism, that connectedness that drew me back into the idea that I could be part of a religion after I left Catholicism. And am I an atheist? So here's the thing about that word. It works for a lot of people. And if we approach that word from the idea of, do you believe that there is a God? The answer is no, I don't. And so in that case, I am an atheist. But it's not a word I'm particularly comfortable with for myself. Because at the end of the day, that's not a question that I really can answer. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to know. If somebody were to come here today, if Dodd Wilson were to come back with a chart and graphs, if you were here yesterday, he loved graphs, with absolute proof that there is a God, I would say that if he came back and had graphs, the graphs would be beside the point at this point. But somebody came to me with absolute proof that there is a God. The reason I say that question isn't terribly interesting to me or important to me is that I hope it wouldn't change the way I live. It would not change my values and the way I bring them into the world. And if it was a God that demanded that I change that, then it's not a God that would be worthy of my respect anyway. But you may disagree. My niece Lily is getting confirmed in a few weeks. She has made the choice at the age of 16 to be confirmed as a Catholic. I made the opposite choice as a Catholic, let's say a few years ago. I found out from my sister yesterday, she holds me, her atheist uncle, as one of her inspirations for her faith journey. I tried to read the text to my wife yesterday and I just started crying. I couldn't be prouder of her for looking at the same things I did and coming to a different conclusion. Because I know where her values are. She's a little social justice warrior in Wausau, Wisconsin. She believes that we can be better people. And she believes that her faith as she sees it calls her to that work. I believe the same thing. It's just a whole different faith.
Thank you so much for that. On that note about what calls you to faith and being in community with others, what do you like about going to church/assembly?
Almost everything. Whether I'm up here or out there. That was a surprise to me when I left Catholicism. Because that Mass does little for me. I went back while I was in seminary, one of my classes said you had to go to a couple of services from other traditions. So I went to a Catholic Mass, thinking, well, now I'm a religious person by my own terms. I want to be a minister. Maybe it will do more for me. It just didn't. Except the songs. When I told my mom at 14 that I wasn't going to get confirmed, she said, cool, that's great. You're still going to church. And I went all the way until I was 18, and I sang in the choir, and I stood up as a cantor, a song leader, and led the songs. I didn't believe all the words, but something in them stirred me. It still does on the rare occasion I go back to that church. I like being challenged by what happens up here. To be a better person, to think differently about the world. And I like that we do it together. There is an energy, that interdependence, that interconnection that arises out of being here together. I love it.
That's a good one. And one of our final questions, I think our final question.
Okay, how hard could it be?
As you were noting, people believe all sorts of different things. Even if they're presented with the same set of information, people can come to all different conclusions based on themselves, based on the world that they're around. So how do you know who's right?
You may not know there's a door at the back of the stage. Okay, so that one's harder. So I'm going to go over there because I think better on my feet and it'll look like I know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to buy a little time. And I'm looking at the time back there. I did not factor in enough time for kids being cute. This may go a little long. I promise you will get to eat before you vote. I'm not so stupid. How do you know who is right? Wow, I love you kids. Or, so maybe to put it a slightly different way, how do we know what is the right thing to do when so many people have different ideas? Either way, this is a big question. It's one of the biggest. So I'm going to give you an answer. It's not a complete answer. It may not even be the right answer, but I promise I'm going to come around to it. But let me start here. As you may know, it's been kind of a week for me here at FUS. I've had a lot of meetings. We've asked each other a lot of questions. And a lot of them, I would say, really circle around this last question. How do you know who is right? How do you know what is right? How do you go about figuring out what is right and then doing it? And part of the point of this week for me, for us together, is to start to envision how we together will wrestle with those questions in the coming years. I do not promise you an answer, at least not an easy one. If I did, I would tell you to vote against me. And I've shared with you some of my ideas, and I've gotten even more ideas from many of you. I hope there are more to come. I'm not going to list them all here. I know, many meal. But there are a few I want to touch on, just a few examples. And I want to start, though, by saying none of what we talked about, none of what came to me, none of the inspiration that came to me from your ideas and your passion for this place, none of it, I think, would be some radical change to what you're already doing. What you've been doing for years, who you already are. Not that you're perfect, you're great, but let's, a little humility. What I'm hoping, what I envision, what I am confident about is that we have so much that we can build on and build up from what you're already doing. So, for example, we can keep building and expanding the ethical education program. We can bring in more of you, and I'm looking at all of you, to help teach in the Ethical Explorer program. Zola and I have ideas, so it doesn't have to be that much work. And I promise you, I've done it. Have you seen these kids? It's a good time. They may ask hard questions. You should be warned. You won't have to answer them in front of everybody, though. We can add programs for adults. We can add programs for adults and kids and families together. Neighboring faiths is on the agenda for next year. What if we did a version of that for the adults? What if we did a version of that the kids taught to the adults? And let's get our youth out in relationship, in connection with the other UU youth from around the Twin Cities, from around Minnesota. Let's let them go conspire to save the world. We'll bring the snacks. And we can think about how we do this sort of churchy-like thing that we do together. How we can bring people into this community who maybe a Sunday assembly like this isn't going to be their thing. But they are looking for a place to figure out what it means to be human together in the world. So what else can we do? Dinners. You've got circle suppers. Maybe we do them around themes. Maybe we get together in book clubs. I know you have those. You do like their book clubs. I had this idea of music as our common liturgy. I know here we decide to not refer to the hymnals as songbook, or as hymnals, but as songbooks. Hymns as songs. I would flip that. Let's call all of the music that expresses the beauty and the challenge and the angst and the possibility of being human as our communal hymns. And let's come together to talk about the ones that move us. A couple of ideas. I mean, I do like music, so it's a little self-serving. And let us please, and I don't think I need to beg for this, let us keep seeking to change the world beyond these walls and change it for the better. Whatever we do, we will change the world, so let us be deliberate about it. Many of you have shown me, have told me how eager you are to build and focus the social justice efforts, the social justice energy of this community. To be one more voice for justice and equity and just plain old human decency in the world. You're already doing some great, amazing stuff. And I hear a desire to do more with help from someone, and maybe that someone will be a staff person, maybe another minister at some point, maybe it will be someone from right here today, someone from the congregation. I don't know exactly yet, but somebody who can help coordinate, can help herd the cats that are humanist UUs. Focus the energy, and I am committed to working with you to find the best ways that we can make that happen and bring those ideas into practice, into life. Now there's more, there is a lot more, but I'm looking at a clock. It is really mean to put a clock right in front of a minister. But during one of my meetings this week, someone told me that she saw the role of the minister as doing three things: challenge, inspire, and comfort. I agree. When I'm looking for a minister, those are almost exactly the things I'm looking for. I never had the wisdom to put it in those terms, so thank you for that gift. And as a minister, I'm looking for some of the same things from all of you. To inspire each other and me. To challenge each other and me. And I've spent the week with you. I know you can do both things. To work together, to explore, to live, to give shape to our shared values from our differing perspectives, our own takes on congregational or religious or secular humanism. How do we do what's right? One place to start is to try our best to follow our values. I have on the slide here the UU values that were adopted as sort of the statement of values, maybe statement of theology by the UUA. Because we're UUs, they go in our bylaws. But you know, I'm a lawyer, it's fine. It just feels weird. But our UU values are described as being centered in love. And not a squishy Hallmark card kind of love. Not that Hallmark cards are bad. Not, in the words of the Reverend Kimberly Debus, love that is mere permission. No, our statement of values, our theology calls it a spiritually disciplined love. A love that calls us to be accountable to each other and to the world. Not just the each other in this congregation, but each other writ large. Every person in our communities. Yes, even that person that you're thinking of right now. And to the planet where we all have to live together. I said I like shows with spaceships. Nobody's given me a spaceship yet, so here we are. What I wish for us together, what I hope we inspire and challenge each other to do, is to keep trying to figure out what that love means, what it looks like in practice. That we will learn to love relentlessly, with a love that is fierce in its commitment to human values and human life, to all life, with the possible exception of snakes. It's just me. Love that relentlessly confronts those who shun love. Relentlessly confronts those who disregard or indifferent to the power and the importance of love and human connection. Confronts those who will distort love itself. And a love that just as relentlessly invites and allows those same people into its embrace when they are ready. A love that allows us to atone, to forgive, and to be forgiven. The American Humanist Association came up with these 10 commitments, which I know is a play against the 10 Commandments, but it's pretty good. Commitments that might help us figure out how we live that kind of love. There are lots of other sources out there too. My niece Lily is drawing on her own, but I don't think she'd have any argument with any of these. These commitments call us to think carefully, to commit to engaging with each other in the world with a sense of responsibility, of altruism, of caring for others, and from a place of humility that sees that each one of us, and even the whole of humanity, is just this small piece of this vast universe. We are not the center of the universe. I know, I'm as surprised as you are. The universe probably barely even notices us. But here we are. We matter to us. You matter to me. And as Reverend John Dietrich said almost 100 years ago in his sermon about Unitarian Humanism, we are responsible. Responsible for what we make out of our creative energies, out of our roiling emotions and our reasoning minds. Responsible for the consequences of our greed and our generosity. Responsible for remembering what we do, how we act, and that what we do, how we act, what we choose has consequences. I'm going to mess with the people on the slides and skip ahead because of time. We could just briefly put up the picture of the toddler. Just for fun, that's my great niece. She's pretty great. Here's why I had her in here. We are responsible to the lives that come after ours. To the kids who are up here, to Veda, her kids if she chooses to have them. So back to that question, I promised I'd get to it. How do we know who's right? What is right? On my first day at my internship at Minnesota Valley, the lead minister gave me this. For some reason, the answer keeps coming up. The answer is unclear. Sometimes we don't know. We almost are never sure. But it helps, maybe, to remember that The idea of trying to love other people, that what we will do will affect other people. It might help them, it might make them feel better or happier, or what we do might hurt them, make them angry or sad or afraid. So we try our best to choose the things that reduce suffering, that add love and joy to the world. And sometimes we get it right. Hopefully most times. That's part of the reason we come together at a place like FUS. All that talk about ethical explorers and assembly and social justice, that's us trying to figure out how to get it right as often as we can. And sometimes, maybe because we're hurt or angry or sad, we will do things that hurt other people or hurt the world. And then all we can do is say we're sorry and mean it and try to make it better. And so we try our best. Every time we choose what to do, we wonder if it's right. We trust our hearts and we trust our thinking. We listen to each other and we learn. We try to make the world a little better with everything we do. All these people around you, kids, all these people around you, they want to make the right choices too. And they want to help you make them. And they would love it if you helped them make the right choices. Every choice we make is like a seed. It's tiny. Maybe it will grow, maybe it won't. Maybe we won't make anything better by planting it, by taking care of it. Here's the right thing, I think. Try anyway. Don't give up. Because, as the child in the story said, they say you can't change the world, that it's not worth the fight. But help things grow. Help each other grow. And you never know. Maybe you might. Beloveds, maybe we might. I think we can. I believe we will. May it be so, because we make it so together. And now let's sing together. Come sing a song with me, and I picked it for an incredibly selfish reason. When I was called to be the candidate here, Amy said, "This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to us." And it's up there. But I did say, well, our marriage was pretty exciting. And this song was at our wedding. So, sing it with me, my friends. Change the words on me. Come walk and reign with me. Come walk and reign with me. Come walk and reign with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. you for indulging me.
Good morning. My name is Michael Pileggi, longtime member and member of the board. One of the reasons I enjoy coming to FUS is the camaraderie and also the opportunities. The more I have found that the more I get involved, the more people I know, the more things we can get done for each other. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but there are 48 different organizations at FUS. It's on the website. They're detailed. You can learn more about them, and I would encourage you to get involved with this organization. Two that I've been involved in is one, volunteering in the kitchen, working during the mini meal, and we are always in need of people to help cook food. So please join us down there if you would. And secondly, I'm on the Retreat to the Woods Committee. That's the fall retreat, the last weekend in September, for families and individuals to come. We spend the weekend in the woods. It's 30 minutes away. We have group meals. We have natural activities. And it's really a great opportunity to get to know each other. Or, in addition to the 48 organizations, you can start your own event. So I'd like to see a show of hands. How many people in this room are from another city in the state of Minnesota, are from another state, or have moved from another country to Minneapolis? That's what I thought. As someone that has lived in 7 different states and has known how difficult it is when you move and you don't know anything, you don't know where to live, you don't know your coworkers, you don't know where to get a job, join me on May 9th, 5 o'clock, and let's form a community of out-of-towners that have moved here, no matter how long you've been here, and get to know each other. I was in the kitchen one time and I said to this man I didn't know, "Oh, where are you from?" He said, "Jersey City." And I immediately wanted to give him a hug because I'm from Jersey. So anyway, so how does this society afford to have all these different committees, pay the bills, and pay the staff with your financial support? The First Unitarian Society is a free, independent, and self-governing humanist community. We are the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. Our mission is to foster a free search for knowledge and meaning, to strive for justice and serve one another in the Twin Cities and beyond. To give, you can use the QR code on the screen, which will take you to our online giving, from where you can designate how you'd like your donation to be used. You can also stop by the office or mail a check. If you have any questions about contributions, please ask Bethany in the office or any board member wearing a name tag that looks like this. As the baskets are passed, you're invited to give generously and joyfully as you're willing. I hope that those of you that have made Minneapolis your home join me on May 9th at 5 o'clock. Bring a dish that reminds you of home.
So I have a few announcements. As always, check your Friday update. There will be much more detail in there. But as Zola mentioned, save the date the second annual Ethical Explorers Exhibition, E3. There was apparently an incorrect save the date sent out earlier. So, clarify, this will be at 1 o'clock on Sunday, May 31st, after the mini-meal. Come on up to the Upper Assembly Hall to see some of the amazing examples of humanist art and a special certificate of achievement ceremony for the kids who have been in the Ethical Explorer program. Speaking of which, if you would like to help with that program, and you would, please reach out to Zola. She's looking for assistance in multiple age groups. Whatever your interest or comfort level, Zola will help you out. There is a mini meal today. I promise to get you to it. It includes Greek garbanzo bean salad, pickled red onions, houdat granola, and a yogurt. I don't know what that means. Sliders and leftovers. There's been a lot of food this week. I can only eat so much. All are welcome to join us for these treats and for conversation. There is a donation jar and a credit card reader, QR code to help pay for those meals, to keep that sense of community, that way you minister with and to each other going. But whether you are able to donate or not, please, you are welcome. You are our guest. You are part of this community. Oh, and one more thing. Feels really weird to be the one giving this announcement, but there will be a vote on some guy and whether he comes back. So the vote on whether to call me as your next minister will be in this room in the Upper Assembly Hall at 12:15-ish. It's you time. So please do come back for that. This is important. This is who you are, who I hope we are together as community. All right, I'm looking at the time. My order of service says music by Chad. I can let you go to eat. And I can do a song later. How about that? I see an enthusiastic yes from one of the youth. So I'm going to make an executive decision. I promise I did practice the song. Jacob can attest to that. He heard me play it yesterday. And maybe after the vote, or maybe at another service. But for now, let us turn then to extinguishing the chalice. Please say the words with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the fire of commitment. The fire of commitment. All of these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again. And so I leave you now with these words by the author and the poet, the sage, Maya Angelou, from a letter she wrote to her daughter. My wish for you is that you continue to be who you are, to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness. The effect you have on others' lives is the highest expression of your own. Continue, my friends. You are beautiful people. Let's change the world.